Another issue a lot of people have is they don't perfect a section of dressmaking at a time. See, I'm going to tell you the truth. If you want to learn how to sew, you learn one first. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome, you are welcome. I think I'm beginning to sing this thing like song. But if this is the first time you're seeing my face, I'm Ada. I do videos on sewing tutorials, sewing tips, sewing tricks, and fashion business tips. Today guys, I want to talk about something that is really close to my heart. And I notice a lot of people complain about this on my Facebook page. Sometimes when people get into my DM and they're like, oh, they don't know why they can't still sew after they spend 6 months with their madam, or 6 months interning, or 6 months in fashion school. They still have a lot of difficulties, things they struggled with as a beginner like 6 months ago, 1 year ago. They are still struggling with those things. They've not been able to, perfect the whole act of sewing. And I just want us to talk about this, because if you are having issues probably with certain styles, or you are just at a place where you know that there are some styles you cannot sew, you can't venture it, then this video is definitely for you. And the first thing I always tell people, ask them when they tell me, oh, they're having this issue, I ask them, do you always practice what you've been taught? And they're like, yeah, they do it once or twice. One reason why you still can't sew after all the sewing tutorials, you going to fashion school or learning online, is because you are not practicing enough. See, sewing a skirt one time, there's a big difference when you sew that skirt 10 times. You will master a lot of things when you go over that skirt 10 times. That's sewing it like different styles, but it's a skirt, than when you sew it one time. Because the first time you are sewing something, you always encounter a lot of difficulties. So let's say you are watching the video online, so you are sewing it. If you make a mistake, you go back to the video, you watch small, you come back to sew, you go back to the video, you watch small, you come back to sew. But if it's something you've mastered, this is something that you don't have to go to the video over and over and over and over again, and because of that, it has it's somewhere embedded in your memory that no matter how they turn the style upside down up, you can still sew that style. So a lot of us see some styles, we sew it once, we are happy, yeah, we got the style, but we forget to practice it over and over again. And this is one of the reasons why you still can't sew, because you sewed it once doesn't mean you can sew it again. It has happened to me a lot. I remember the first time I made a crown neck for a customer. After battling with it for hours, I finally got it, and I was like, oh, I know how to sew a crown neck. Fast forward to 6 months later, was even up to 6 months, I couldn't cut a crown neck. Like, it was like film trick to me. I kept trying and trying till I finally, I tried for days before I got it again. Then I realized that after the first time I got it, after so much, hanky panky, try and error, I didn't practice again, so it didn't stick to my memory. So if you're having a lot of issues with sewing, you're not learning well, it might just be that the styles you've been taught, you're not practicing them enough to perfect them. Do you understand? You need to practice every single thing you've been taught. You understand me, guys? So when you're having issues with sewing, calm down. The ones you know how to sew, practice them over and over again. Because if you want to win a war, you first of all start from your gate before you go to your neighbor's gate. Do you understand? Now, another reason why a lot of people might be you, sometimes I have that issue as well. Like when I was learning how to sew a trouser, the first time I made a trouser, there were several adjustments here and there. The second time was smoother. The third time, oh god, I really enjoyed sewing the trouser. Now this is because I have gone over it once, the second time, the third time. I know the fourth time I want to sew it is going to be way easier and simpler for me compared to the first time and the second time I made a trouser. Now, another issue a lot of people have is they don't perfect a section of dressmaking at a time. See, I'm going to tell you the truth. If you want to learn how to sew, you learn one first before you move. Now, dressmaking is very broad. You can make for children, you can make for women, you can make for men, you can make for, I don't know if there's a session for homosexuals, but you guys understand what I'm trying to say. But now, when you want to learn how to sew, you might first of all learn how to cut a blouse. perfect how to cut and sew a blouse. I'm not saying when you are learning how to sew a blouse, you will not learn to sew other things. No, but perfect a section, like perfect blouses. Okay, learn how to sew a skirt. Perfect it. Don't learn how to sew a skirt small. Learn how to sew a blouse small. If they bring a technical blouse or a technical skirt for you, you can't sew them. Do you guys understand me? So when it comes to dressmaking, when it comes to sewing, you have to perfect a section at a time. Do you understand? One section at a time. And I see a lot of people write things like, oh, I want to learn how to sew men's clothes and women's clothes. Is 3 months enough? Sisters and brothers, you just want to confuse yourself, because even after the 3 months, there's a difference between somebody that learned for 6 months and somebody that learned for 3 months. There's even a larger difference between somebody that learned 3 months, one and a half month for women, one and a half month for men. There's a big difference. So my advice to you, if you're having issues with sewing, perfecting how to sew, you're having a lot of difficulties, like it's just like you can't remember the next step, you don't know what to do, you don't know whether to pick a dart, sew a band, you don't even know how to mark. Guys, take one section at a time. Okay, you can still be learning, but tell yourself, like when I was learning how to sew, I had the issue with rough sewing. I had to tell myself, Ada, you have to perfect, sewing neatly. And I took my time. It was a conscious effort. When I'm sewing, if I make a mistake, I take my time to lose it. So after I perfected sewing the dress neatly inwards, the next thing I moved over to doing was making sure that the outward view of the dress was snatched. That was the next thing I moved. So that was how I moved, like, to the next stage of perfecting my dressmaking skills. So you notice that you take one thing at a time. It's not that those times I was trying to perfect sewing neatly, I wasn't doing other things. I was, but there was a goal for a season. Do you understand? This season, I want to learn how to cut a trouser. You can be learning other things, but even if it's 2 weeks, even if it's 1 week, this week I want to learn how to cut this thing. You can sew 3 of it, and you will get good at it. Do you understand? So you're having issues with learning how to sew or perfecting your sewing skills. This might just be another problem. Now, another thing why you still can't sew, why you can't, you are just at a point where you know that when you see some clothes in ready-made, you're like, me, I cannot sew this one. No, this one is for them pro. Who told you? See, pros are people like you. They don't have 2 heads. And another reason why you still can't sew is because you don't take up on advanced styles. You see advanced styles and you run away from them. And I know this might be a little contradictory to something I said in my last video. And in that video, the title of the video is why you don't understand sewing tutorials. You should definitely check out that video if you have that issue. I'm going to leave the link to that video in the description box. And in that video, I talked about some people going to advanced styles when they've not perfected the basics. Now, if you've learned the basics of sewing, of course, you're not a beginner anymore. You've learned the basics of sewing, but you're still at a point where you know that there are styles you can't take up on. This is because you are running away from advanced styles. And for you to get better at sewing, you need to challenge yourself. It is that simple. You need to challenge yourself with very advanced styles. You will ruin fabrics. They might not turn out well. You might spend 1 week sewing just one gown, but you need to take advanced styles. You need to take up on advanced styles to get better at sewing, if this is really what you want to do. Do you understand me, guys? Even if it's not sewing, like even in other aspects of life, whether you cook, whether you bake, whether you work in the bank, there's always a tax. There's always a higher tax. Once you finish this level, there's always a higher tax for, to get you better and more equipped. So if you're learning how to sew, if you are having issues, with upgrading your sewing craft, you can't still take up on some styles. This is because you are running away from advanced styles. And like I said in one of my videos, do not wait for clients' fabrics to sharpen your sewing skills. If you know that, okay, you know how to sew all the simples, all the basics, buy fabrics, sew advanced styles. Go to Pinterest, go to Instagram. We have a lot of badass African designers, white designers. We have a lot of them with very beautiful styles. You don't have to create your design. Take up on those styles. Try to sew it as close to perfect as the picture you are seeing. That is how I make my clothes. Like when I see a design, I try to recreate it just the way I have seen it. And when I do that, I sleep very well. That is me for you. Like I sleep very, very, very well when I've perfected a design. So if you're not taking up on advanced styles, your sewing craft, you cannot get better at sewing. you still won't know how to sew. There's a difference between someone that knows how to sew, because when they're calling fashion designers, they won't call you. Because you can sew, but you still can't sew advanced styles. So do you want to remain in the basics? Is that really why you wanted to learn how to sew? I know some people come with a mindset like, oh, I just want to learn how to sew basic. If that is for you, then sewing is not for you. Because with sewing, it changes every day. And something that looks advanced today might be the basic tomorrow. So before you know, you're even out of the sewing business before you are even started. So you want to get better at sewing, you're having issues with sewing, you still can't sew, even though you've been sewing for years, take up on advanced styles. Take up on advanced styles, ladies and gentlemen, take up on advanced styles. Now, another reason why you still don't know how to sew, why you're having issues with upgrading your craft, is because you are too in a hurry. You are in a hurry, oh, you are in a hurry, you are in a hurry, you are in a hurry. Like you are too in a hurry. I see things like, oh, is 3 months enough to learn how to sew men and women's clothes? And when I see those posts, especially on Facebook groups, I laugh. Because the BSc you have today, did you get it in 3 months? In fact, the BSc you have today, the journey did not start from your first year. It started from primary school. So you want to perfect a craft. You think you can perfect it in 3 months? I want to understand you. See, there's a large difference between somebody that learns for 3 months and somebody that learns for 6 months. There's always a bigger difference between somebody that took his or her time to learn for 6 months and somebody that learned for a year. Do you guys understand me? So if you want to get better at sewing, put your time to it. Even if you are going to be interning for 1 year, you are going to be doing your apprenticeship for 1 year, put your time and your efforts to it. Don't be so in a hurry. You see a lot of people, some of these mechanics that we have, people that fix our cars, people that learn for 3 months and someone that learned for 5 years. There's always a large, big, wide difference, because there are things you would come across in that 5 years of learning that someone that learned for 3 months, he or she never came across that thing. So if you're having issues with sewing, take your time to learn. A lot of us, we are too in a hurry. You guys see me, you're like, oh, Ada, you can sew so much, you can do this so much. I had to work on myself. I have to tell myself that, okay, this is what you like, this is what you want to do. You have to put your heart and your mind to it. And I'm still learning, guys. I learn every day. There are styles I see, I have to sketch them up with my paper. I have to use some scrap fabric to practice them. I have to buy my own fabric to take up, as in to try it. And the other day I had to sit back. I told myself that, okay, when did you start, actively trying out to sew? I found out that I've been trying to sew for like 10 years, over 10 years. I think I started trying to sew from 2006 or 2007, thereabout. And this is 2020. And I'm still perfecting it, because then I was a teenager and I was just looking at it and doing it for fun. So you can see that this is a long time coming. And I'm still learning, because when it comes to sewing, you keep learning, you don't stop learning. But whether you want to go to fashion school, you're considering going to fashion school or a fashion academy or apprenticeship, or you're learning online, whatever you are doing, my dear, take your time. Don't be too in a hurry. It's like when you go to your customer shop and you're like, just plate five. That me, I do that a lot. I'm like the hair I'm carrying now is made into 5 cornrows. I'm like, just weave 5. And then I come to the room, I'm like, oh, if I had known that, I've just calmed down. So the woman will weave, the one that is, more, so that I wouldn't have to go back every 2 weeks. Do you understand? Because the bigger it is, the rougher it gets rough easier. But the smaller it is, the more long-lasting it is. It stays. Do you understand me? So please, guys, don't be so in a hurry. Another reason why you still can't sew, following up with you being so in a hurry, is you are not putting your mind to it. A lot of us just do things haphazardly. We just anyhow. The band and the zip, they don't align well. You just sew it anyhow. The neckline is even if it's a curved neckline, you didn't turn it well, you didn't top stitch it, you just do it anyhow. We're just doing things anyhow. And I'm wondering, like, is this how you want to run a fashion business? even professionals still take their time to pay attention to details. Because see, if you keep learning every single step, every single important step, you keep learning them anyhow in a very funny way. You're not putting your eyes down like our African mothers will say. You will not put your eyes down to learn this thing well. You will not look at it very well. You will not know, okay, this is how they do, this is what they do. They put gum stay, they put hard stay, they pick the dart like this. You are not learning those things. Do you think you are really learning sewing? Because by the time you're like, I can sew this dress, those tiny details you have neglected, it will show up in the final outcome of the dress. So please guys, put your mind to it. If something is worth doing, it is worth doing what? It is worth doing well. So put your mind to it. If you are having issues with sewing, if you've been sewing for 2 years, but somebody that learns for 1 year, it's better than you, she might be putting all these things into practice, and you are not. Now, another reason why, and this one is the one that hurts my soul, is a lot of people don't have notes. So a lot of people that learn from fashion school, they intern, or they went to a fashion academy or apprenticeship, you don't have, if they ask you where your note is now, you don't have a note. So how can you be like, whenever we are preparing for exams as students, when I'm still a master's student, so I still have my notes with me. I did my project work, I have my notes with me. Now a lot of us, and you don't know that exam day is when you have to sew the dress for a client or for yourself. Some of us don't have notes. And as a beginner, you need to have a note, because the human brain will always forget. You need to always have something you can go back to. You can say, oh, it's a YouTube video, I can always go back to it. Can you go back to 50 more tutorials or 100 more tutorials that you've watched? So if you're learning online, you're learning from a shop, you're learning from somebody, please have a note. This is the only way you can get better at sewing. This is why you still can't sew, because you are neglecting on a lot. You don't have a note. You're not putting your mind to it. You're not taking up on advanced styles. You are too in a hurry. You are just running a race without results. You're running a race without guidelines. You guys know in the Olympics, even if you run, for you to be declared a winner, you have to run. You have to follow all the guidelines. If not, you'll not be declared a winner. So if you're having issues with sewing, you still can't sew even after all the tutorials, you are still having difficulties, you are facing issues, you might need to check up on these points that I've talked about and try to improve here and there. Take up on styles, pray and put your mind to it, and you will definitely learn it. Trust me, sewing is not difficult. I say this to everybody, sewing is not difficult only if you put your mind to it. That's it guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give this video a very big thumbs up. Comment in the comment section what your current sewing struggle is, and let's just talk about it. If you're not subscribed to this channel yet and you are part of the 86% of people that have been watching and they are not subscribed, do your hand like this. You see the subscribe button, I think here or here, depending on how you are watching. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that whenever I post a video, you'll be the very first person to get notified. I'll see you in my next. Bye.